On a more fundamental level, do you think consumption is making us happy?
Consumption? What do you mean consumption by making us happy? Oh.
But through consuming, are we becoming happier? Through being more connected, is that genuinely driving
of course, consumption will make without consumption, definitely we're not happy, right? But if the consumption may not be, the thing is that for me, people like me, people say, Jack, you are very rich, but I don't have time to spend money. And I know this money does not belong to me. When I have 1 million, 2 million, it's my money. But when you have 20 million, problem comes, you think the US dollar is going to devalue or English pound and the stock market is going to problem. When you're over $1 billion, that is the responsibility because the society trusts you can manage the money better. If you think that is your money, you'll get into trouble. This is what I always believe. How can a person have 20 or $2 billion? No matter how hard you work, you should not get to $2 billion, $20 billion. The money people put on you is the trust and credit you have. So you should spend money better than government. You should spend money better than the other people. Spend money on the right places. So consumptions, yes. And I think service industry. Let me tell you one thing. The AI robots is going to kill a lot of jobs. Because in the future, machine. But we have to create modern service industry. Service industry is going to happen. Service is got a lot about consumptions. So doing the consumptions, service industry has huge hope. But you have to do uniquely.
No one deserves to have that much money, right? I mean, that's not like, I think if you do something that's good, you get rewarded, but I do think some of these, some of the wealth that can be accumulated is unreasonable. And I mean, part of this is why my wife and I started the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, our philanthropy, and pledged that we're going to give 99% of our Facebook shares away through that over our lifetime. But look, I think some of this gets to a deeper question where I think there are people who would even say even that's bad, right? It's like there shouldn't be an accumulation of private wealth that allows people to. It's like we're funding science, for example, and it's like, and some people I think would say, well, is it fair that a group of wealthy people get to some degree choose which science projects get worked on? And I don't know how to answer that exactly. I mean, at some level it's not fair, but it may be optimal in that it's like or better than the alternative.
Colin Tate is my name from Connexus Financial in Australia. Thank you for your comments. I have a two-part question. Firstly, can you tell us, are you authentically satisfied and fulfilled? Do you have an experience in life of being successful? The second question is, as a man with something around $20 billion of worth, what are the surprising consequences that have come with that kind of wealth? And what, at age 67, do you plan to do with it?
Well, first of all, I don't have $200 billion of wealth. That's the amount of money I manage for others, but I do have a lot of wealth to manage, so I can answer your question. So I don't think that success is like a lot of people believe it is, and for any really successful person. I think that everybody's always struggling. And what happens is, you just struggle at a higher level. It's like learning how to ski or play some sport, and you're just kind of doing this higher thing, but it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like I'm struggling, and I think it's and it's a good feeling. The way I think of it is, I've always thought that it's like, in order to be successful in life, you have to cross a jungle, or you can stay on the other side of the jungle and not cross the jungle. But if you choose to cross the jungle has all sorts of things that can do you harm and bite you and everything along those lines. And so the best way to do that is to go into that with people who can see things differently and watch themselves and struggle to make it to the other side. And then what I've discovered along the way is that it's always a struggle, and I enjoy being in the jungle. I don't want to get to the underside. I don't want to get out. So that's what it feels like to me. In terms of, let's say, the money, I think that there's a full cycle. You know, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Meaning I started with nothing, I didn't have anything, and just from the practical point of view, I don't believe that giving my kids a lot of money is a good thing. I think the best thing I could give anybody is strength, and struggling produces strength. And I also experienced my own opportunities. I think the biggest problem is a lack of equal opportunity, and there are certain things that also inspire me a lot. Nature, the ocean inspires me a lot. So it's fun to be able to make those kinds of contributions. You have to have that. It's not an obligation. I find that it's very difficult. Is saying that it's more difficult to give away money than it is to make it, and that's true because you don't have a feedback mechanism. You know, if you're wasting money and you're running a business, then your costs will exceed your revenues and you'll go broke, and so be self-correcting. When you're doing things philanthropically, you don't have that same kind of feedback loop, and so it becomes a challenge. But you know, it's exciting. So I guess that's how I feel.
I read that you signed the Gates-Buffett pledge to give away half of your fortune.
Yeah, and I thought that I did. Almost anybody who signed that pledge did it not because they are really pledging it, but because they think that that's, I think, a good role model. I mean, meaning show others, and also because we learn. These are people who have to give away significant amounts of money, so there's an education that comes from that. And I also admire those two people a lot.